Hello, Lady Rocket. I'm just currently, one second, I'm trying to, oh, it says we're live streaming. Hold on.
Okay, you might
Yes, we are live.
we're
All
live.
right.
Fantastic. We might have
Welcome
two
everyone
guests showing up.
to our live stream. We are live here, Lady Rock and the student and St. Patrick's of Quezon City. So welcome everyone. And Dr. Derry, if you wanted to go ahead and introduce yourself and your students, and then we can introduce our guest.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening to our friends from the Global Lighthouse Studios, Lady Rocket Foundation, and it's with great excitement and gratitude that we all welcome you to today's session with Global Lighthouse Studios, led by the visionary Donna Gurin, and to be joined by our inspiring Lady Rocket of the Lady Rocket Foundation. Thank you very much for inviting the students of St. Patrick's School of Quezon City in the Philippines for this session.
Wonderful. And welcome, students. We're so excited to have you here today. And I'm very excited to introduce Lady Rocket. Lady Rocket, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us where you're coming from today?
Yes. Hello, Doctor. Hello, Donna. Hello, students. I am coming to you from Burbank, California. Behind me, you can see a very tall building. This is one of the buildings that belongs to the film studios. This is Los Angeles, this is Hollywood, and Burbank is one of the locations. I was today visiting with another famous entertainment and film company called Sony. And I had to stop by on my way to my office because of the traffic. So I am talking to you from a location that is part of my journey. I had to stop by and just park my car to be with you because I really wanted to say hello to you. So coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles has few cities. Hollywood and Burbank is where we make films. So I am coming to you from Burbank. Very nice to be with you. God bless.
Wonderful. Yes, wonderful. And as you know, next Friday on September 12th, Global Lighthouse is going to actually be at the United Nations to celebrate the International Day of Peace for Youth. So I know that Lady Rocket has her own rocket that is flying for peace as well.
Yes.
So
I happen to have a T-shirt here because here in America we wear T-shirts to symbolize our mission. By the way, can you hear me okay? Because I'm surrounded by music. Can you hear me all right?
yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you for mentioning the rocket, because one of the things that I want to share with the students is that rockets, and this is one of the rockets, we're used to having them fly for science, for the government, sometimes with astronauts. But I am bringing additional purpose for the rocket that represents something of big significance to us, and also something of the spiritual value, since we are talking to Catholic students. And one of the purpose of my rocket is to fly for peace, to make rockets reminders of importance of peace, especially now when we have so many wars. I have, I will simplify it, that I have an ownership of those rockets. This is why I can ask them to fly for a particular cause. But we will be also inviting corporations and governments to contribute to Lady Rocket Foundation rockets, so we can also transform them for the students' rockets. So I will be asking Donna and Doctor to come up with a mission, and this is one of your tasks. Come up with the mission that you would like to have rockets fly for. And I am also Catholic, and I recently started to study more Bible, looking for references in Bible to creation of space. and creation of space. And I know that you already studied the Bible, but there is a very interesting, in the beginning of the Bible are verses about God creating earth, God creating day and light in one day, and God creating space. So take a look at it, because Bible has a beautiful reference to creation of cosmos, of space. And today I suggested that I can speak to you about space station, which is different than the rocket. But Donna, maybe you want to suggest some other subjects or approaches.
Yes, no, I think that's what I told them about today, that we were going to be talking about the space station and just your interaction with them and some of the exciting things that you are planning with that.
Yes. So you already know about rockets. So rockets are quite popular. But what I want to introduce to you today and get your interest, check out space stations. You probably know one, which is the most famous. It is shared by international countries, and Russia, China, the United States. It's NASA International Space Station. It has been in use for about 30 years. And the difference between space station and the rocket is space station needs a rocket to be lifted up in space, but it's designated for ability of humans to live there for several months. And usually space stations are being used to conduct scientific researches. Sometimes those researchers are also connected to having some good time, like trying to grow and find out which plants grow the best in space if they are left there for several months. So my request to you is read about space stations, and we are going to have a follow-up. I'm going to show you some pictures and videos, but again, today I was caught a little bit earlier. So space station is number one, designed for astronauts to live there for several months or several weeks. Recently, we had a big challenge because two astronauts couldn't get back to Earth for like almost 8 months, which was very tasking physiologically. So another interesting thing about space station is check out how we humans live in space for the extended period of time. Now, let me switch to something that is personal, something that I'm involved in, and that the Lady Rocket Foundation is taking leadership in redefining use of space stations so we can include also more education, more research, but also entertainment. I started collaboration with American space station company called VAST, V-A-S-T, VAST, which is being put together here in Los Angeles, Long Beach area. I had an opportunity to visit and be inside of the space station. And one of the most funny things that were there was very unusual bed. Because think about it, sleeping in space is not that easy. You have zero gravity. You have to be tied to your bed, otherwise you'll be floating. Bed needs to be comfortable, needs to be accommodating to zero gravity. So simple act of sleeping inside of the space station is very difficult. Thus, created a brand new technology, and I don't know, Donna, if we can show the pictures, but if not today, maybe we can do it for the follow-up session. Pictures of the space station and a bed that I was laying on. And guess what? This bed is so innovative that VAST might want to offer it commercially. Another very interesting thing in this space station are refrigerator-like looking devices which are used to do long-term scientific research. And guess what? I am working with wonderful scientists from India. Maybe one of them will join us. If not, we'll invite her for the next station. She studies astrobiology. Astrobiology. This is an area that I am very passionate about because astrobiology includes also consideration for how people can have children in space. So I am introducing to you something quite challenging for science, for religion, for spirituality, because if we go to Mars, we go there to stay, most likely. So my astrobiology researchers from India and I decided to develop a research project, and I will send you as a special, I will send to Donna, and she can distribute it to you, material that was prepared for Lady Rocket Foundation by my very special Indian researcher about studying and testing in space. We will be using blood to do that because blood is full of stem cells. It's full of life. It's full of very important matters. So we want to do special tests in the space station. Today, I met with Sony, which is our American-Japanese Sony Electronics and Sony Studio Entertainment Company, because I would love to come up with the technology that would allow to put into the International Space Station VAST something that doesn't exist, which is cameras to create film and music studio. So I know that Donna and I are working on the contest, art contest, to design, to draw something what you would like to do in the International Space Station. So some of you want to maybe consider thinking about being a movie director or a performer and record a song in the space station. Today, I met also with Sony to test for the use in space at the space station, wonderful things that you attach to your body and you can move in zero gravity. And this technology, as long as you have either Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, and you will have it at the station, so it will record your movements. And guess what? You can create your avatar and your movements will be transformed to the avatar with Sony films playing in the background. So I am talking to you about space stations, but different functions that normally space stations are designated for. You want to bring education or edutainment, and also bring space research closer to doing something that we will do at home or at the university. Because again, space station looks like one big apartment. So there is no more look of very sterile, very harsh, very inconvenient. Vast space station looks like a beautiful apartment. So do you have any questions, any comments?
Yeah, so I'm just pulling out, I'm trying to find the video, but this is the space station that that you got to go on a tour of. I'm just trying to pull up the video that you had sent because I think that would give them a really great sense
Yes.
of what you were speaking about. But while I'm looking for that, I would love to see if there are any questions from the students about space stations or things that we could research, or you know, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be rolling out another contest, even though we have our summer building one going on. That one is coming to a close at the end of September, so we're going to be doing another one with the space station in mind. So I'd love to get some of the student ideas about some of the things that Lady Rocket just mentioned about how we are using space stations, or any experience they have, or any questions that they might have about it. Go ahead, Dr. Derry, if you want to call on the students that raise their hand. We have a hand up.
Okay, I think there are a few questions from the students. Let's start first with Lara, and then we'll have Evo. Lara, go ahead.
I want to ask lang, how were the space stations built? Like, what materials do they use?
And then that's an excellent question. And I don't have exact information. I will get back to you. But this is the similar type of the metal that is being used by rockets. So it's usually a composition of steel, aluminum, and other metals. And of course, it's designed to shelter residents of a space station from number one, radiation, okay, because radiation kills you almost instantly. And two, of course, the temperatures. Remember, space is the biggest refrigerator ever. And this is also why we'll be placing in space data centers. So we don't have to pollute and use energy on Earth. So thank you for your question. I will channel to Ms. Donna more exact information, but this is a similar components and metals like what we are using for the rockets. Thank you for your question.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we have another one. Evo, go ahead.
If the main topic is about rockets and space, why do students need to learn about space, space stations, and mainly how rocket ships work?
So, as you know, rockets need so-called boosters with fuel in order to challenge gravity and lift off at a high speed and go all the way to space. And what does it mean to go to space? It means that you have to reach distance of 160 kilometers minimum. Space starts above 160 kilometers. There's a very interesting story about the boosters and their size. And it might be very surprising, but the size of the boosters has something to do with the horses. And you know why? Because when we were designing rockets here in America, they had to be transported to Kennedy Space Station by train. So they had to fit on the train tracks in order to be transportable. And the connection with horses is because the size and the distance between two tracks is based on the distance between two horses in chariot, because trains were designed based on the chariot's width. So this is why boosters, for especially Challenger, had to have a similar size to fit on the train. Rockets now have a different capacities depending what rocket you are talking about. SpaceX, United Launch Alliance, are full space rockets. They go to all the way to the moon, and even the United Launch Alliance went all the way to the Mars to drop a Mars rover. Now, the rockets that I specialize in are so-called low orbit rockets, and they are reusable. And they usually go to the distance of about 60 kilometers or 160 kilometers, and they are perfect for deployment of satellites. The biggest challenge now for the rockets is not only technology, but the fuel. We are trying to use plasma fuel. We are trying to use plastic fuel because current fuel technology causes a very big pollution, and the fuel is not as efficient as it should. And now the rockets have its own engines. Space stations don't. Space stations are taken in space using rockets. So there's a lot of other technological details, but I want to encourage you to go and check information about Artemis program, American Return to the Moon, Artemis, and of course, your Indian rocket. Read about your Indian rocket. It's phenomenal. It was developed only for $700 million, which is low cost, and it was flawless. Please also check on India's presence on the moon. You successfully also landed on the moon. Okay, thank you for your question.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we have one more. Who's this one? Sario? Sario, go ahead.
How are space stations altitude controlled while they are in space? Is it controlled by man or automatic?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the end of the question. Is it controlled by man or?
Automatic, like my system.
Oh, by the system. Well, another excellent question. The position of the space station is selected, designed, and optimized by man, and its position and stability is controlled by, of course, computer systems, software and programs, and connectivity to control centers, which in America is Houston. Very interesting. It's something that I would like to encourage you to check. It's something that I am also working on with other companies, is use of artificial intelligence in optimizing and removing, in a lot of cases, actual control by physical human being. We are conveying our expertise, tasks to AI, and something that I want to mention to you, we signed an agreement with a very special company called MedX that is developing actual robots that will help also inside of the International Space Station. So what I mentioned is, number one, humans control it. Number two, artificial intelligence created by humans is also used for the control. And three, robots, which are trained and utilize, of course, AI agents to perform scientific and other tasks on International Space Station. The company that I work with is designing very special type of space station. It's called trauma hospital. Trauma hospital. Trauma means that it's dealing with emergency medical treatments. So some of the space stations will specialize in being able to reach to the moon and other space locations. And this is very cool. They will be operated by AI, and they will be operated by the robots that are trained to perform surgeries and emergency tasks. So I encourage you to check. There's a lot of innovation around space stations operating as hospitals and use of artificial intelligence. Thank you for your meaningful question.
Thank you very much. I think we have one last. Cassandra, go ahead.
Hello, Cassandra.
Good morning, Lady Rocket. So here's my question. How do you see the role of space stations changing in the future? Will they just be for research, or could they become places where people live and work long term?
Cassandra, beautiful question. And actually, you touched something that I spend my time on. I would love to welcome and to hear your answer, but my plan and my anticipation for the use of space stations will be that humans will live there more permanently. And they are also going to be used for something that is already utilized here and there for so-called ultra luxury travel. It is quite expensive to go in space. Right now, it costs between $40 to $60 million to be placed in space. This is why government, astronauts, and billionaires can travel to space stations. Now, as technology develops, size of the space stations, its utility, its onboard technology, space station can perform functions of the small city, but I believe they will be used heavily for accelerated research, which includes stem cells. And if you do research in zero gravity on stem cells, you can achieve results faster and they will be more accurate. So I anticipate that in addition to country owning parts of the space stations, you will have private investors who might invest to use part of the space station for development of things that they are committed to. For example, medicine, for example, drugs, for example, fashion, for example, music, for example, films. I wonder when will we have animals in a space station because we love our animals. I already have moon cats. Those were just drawings to go in space, but I anticipate also that we will have animals living in the space stations with us. We also will have capacity to do data center AI data centers for computerized analysis of the data. And also something that is also becoming more and popular, which is so-called crypto mining, mining of the digital currency. So to answer your very thoughtful question, is I anticipate that space stations will resemble necessary functions that we have here on Earth, including research, entertainment, cohabitation, having a good time, treating space station as a vacation destination, but also place to make films, to have a TikTok sessions from. Can you imagine first TikTok from space? So my question to you is, if you were at the space station and do first TikTok or Instagram, what would you like to talk about? And what would you like to suggest we make sure that we put on the space station? Okay, but beautiful question. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Do we have one or two more quick questions? I don't know how much longer you have, Lady Rocket, but we have two more questions.
Okay, I will
believe.
answer it quickly, so let's do it. And you might be getting Ajay
Okay.
joining us. Ajay is my business partner. He's originally from India, graduate of Carnegie Mellon. So if someone shows up, it's going to be him.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay, so what are the questions?
Who is
Okay,
it? Carl?
I think it's yeah, we'll have Carl and the last name Geoff. Carl, go
Okay.
ahead.
Now, my question is, if you have other plans, just example, you have a space mission to go on the space. So, what planets could you visit there? Like, I think yeah, it's also almost famous that you can go to the moon or to the Mars. But if there's some another choice to do, what planet would you visit
Well,
than and Mars?
thank you for your question. And my quick answer is their attempt to visit Venus. We already sent research satellites to Venus. But they appear not to be as cohabitable like Mars or the Moon. So on the agenda of NASA is definitely Venus. I know that Jovish was looked at, but none of those planets create a friendly enough environment for us to be able to reach them sometime soon. But check it out. And what planet would you like to go to?
I
And
love
we'll
that.
have the one last question.
Okay.
Geoff, go ahead.
What are the heat shields made of?
Geoff, can you repeat your question?
Hello, hello, hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
What are the heat shields made of?
What is what made of? I'm sorry.
Lady Rocket,
The
he
heat
is
shield.
asking what are the Geoff,
Heat.
heat,
I think he said heat shields.
what are they made of? The heat shield. Yeah, heat shields.
Donna, can you help me? I'm not getting the last word.
Yes, the heat shields. Like
Heat shields.
yes.
Yes, they are made of the composition of the metals, and I am not going to give you an exact answer, but it's made of the composition of steel, aluminum, lithium. But I encourage you, the purpose of this interaction with you is also to stir up your curiosity. And if I don't know the answer, please go and find it. But this is a good question. I don't have exact information about the metals, but I was asking myself the same question because I want to create a sculpture made out of the composition of the space metals as a work of art. And I was thinking, okay, what type of metals do I have to have? So I am suggesting that you look also as a space station as a work of art, because I already introduced Rocket during the art exhibit. So space station, look at it as an extension of our human reality, but also it's art, it's entertainment, and of course technology. So thank you for your very good question. And I think I need to run. So I hope the purpose was to not necessarily have all the answers, but rather to inspire you to take a look at the space stations, think about how you would like to use it, and stay in touch. And next time we'll show you the video from my visit at the space station, and I will tell you what it is I am proposing as a Lady Rocket to put inside of the best space station. Okay? Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Doctor. God bless. And next time we are going to talk about certain verses from Bible that talk about space. I have them prepared for today, but I cannot read it because I am standing here outside of my office. But it is very interesting to seek God's words about space. There's a lot of it in the Bible. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. This was a really great session. And students, thank you so much. And keep thinking, keep wondering, keep curious. And until next time, thank you, Dr.
Thank
Jerry.
you very much. Thank you, Doctor. God bless you all. God bless
Thank
you
you,
all.
everyone. Thank you, Donna, and thank you, Lady Rocket. Thank you,